whatever the circumstances and whatever the nature of the relationship, the death of someone we love is always an incredibly difficult thing to face. It is inevitably painful and sad experience, which may produce a whole variety of different feelings of loss, grief, guilt, frustration, and invariably a sense of what might have been. And when the death is unexpected, brutal, shocking, avoidable, and unnecessary, is it not fair to say those emotions are even more amplified? And the great challenge of death is that at one level it is just so final and so definite. And however much we would like to stop it happening, unwind things, reverse the events, or go back and make things different, we can't. And suddenly the person we were talking to, sitting next to, eating with, laughing with, and making plans with has gone. That person we loved has gone. And their death is irreversible, and each one is irreplaceable. And their passing, even if seemingly unnoticed, leaves a hole in the life of our communities, our towns and cities, and in our world, but of course most especially in your lives, in our lives. Their death has left a hole inside each one of us, as if someone has reached inside us and removed a part of our very own life. The hole, the space, will never be completely filled because it is as unique and as special as our loved one was to each of us. But that's not the whole picture. However great our loss, however painful our mourning, I want to suggest that in three fundamental ways that death is not the end. It's not final. Firstly, our loved ones continue to live on in us. We, as their family and their friends, are their primary legacy they leave in this world. Maybe for some, they will live on in a physical resemblance. Some people say, I get more like my old man every day I get older. I don't know. But more than mere physical appearance, their influence will have been central and integral to the people we have become, the shape and character of our lives. You see, each one of us has been enriched and blessed by their love and friendship, the times we've spent together and the experiences we have shared. Our lives would have been so much less for not having known them. Put simply, we would not be the people we are today. Our loved ones live on in us. Secondly, of course, they live on in our memories. Special occasions, certain places, or even little actions will spark off all kinds of memories that will remind us of them and help to keep them alive in our hearts. And just because that very special person has died, may I encourage us to resist the tendency and temptation to lock the memories away, as if the pain of thinking about them will just be too much to bear. That is how the person will fade, pushed to the margins and the dark corners of memories and emotions. You see, rather our memories are a living treasure that we can hold in our hearts, reflect on, share together. Memories to make us cry, memories to make us think and wonder, and I hope even plenty of memories to make us laugh and smile. And as we constantly reflect on those memories, we will find that our loved one is kept very much alive within us. So at one level, it is up to us. Will they be left to quietly slip to the margins of our minds and the recesses of our memory? Or will we choose, despite the pain, to keep them in the forefront of our minds and make them an easy and comfortable part of our gatherings and our conversations? Will we choose to endure that pain in order to enjoy the treasure? Dietrich Bonhoeffer was a famous Christian pastor and theologian who was imprisoned by the Nazis and then executed by them in the Second World War. But he wrote these very profound and wise words. There is nothing that can replace the absence of someone dear to us. And one should not even attempt to do so. One must simply hold out and endure it. And at first that sounds very hard, but at the same time it is also a great comfort. For to the extent the emptiness truly remains unfilled, one remains connected to the other person through it. It is wrong to say that God fills the emptiness. God in no way fills it, but much more leaves it precisely unfilled, and thus helps us preserve, even in pain, the authentic relationship. Furthermore, the more beautiful and full the remembrances, the more difficult the separation. But gratitude transforms the torment of memory into silent joy. One bears what was lovely in the past, not as a thorn, but as a precious gift deep within, a hidden treasure of which one can always be certain. Lastly, thirdly, for many of us, our faith leads us to believe that death is not the end. For myself, rather obviously, I'm a Christian, I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. And my belief and hope is that death is not final. The story of Jesus is the story of his triumph over death. We believe as Christians that he was raised from the dead and that God promises that for all those who have faith in him, they too can share in that resurrection and receive an eternal life. Also, as a Christian, I have a hope that one day all will be different. There'll be no more tragic death and waste of life. For almost right at the very end of the Bible, there is a picture that is given to us, a picture that gives us a promise that God will one day wipe away every tear from their eyes, and there will be no more death or sorrow or crying or pain. Surely, whatever our faith, and even if it is purely in the ultimate goodness of human nature, that is a hope to which we can all aspire, something to which we can fully commit ourselves in an attempt to make this a present reality as much as possible in the here and now. Death is not final. It is not the end.